Hey everybody, my name's Ollie. Welcome to another edition of The Watch Collector. Today we're going to talk about a brand called Schwarz Etienne from 1902, but not just any model from the brand. This is the Roma Synergy, and this is in collaboration with Kari Voutilainen. It's a very special watch, limited edition to 100 pieces, 50 in blue, 50 in grey, and today we've got the blue one for you. Before we get on to that, the obligatory wristwatch check. Now this is going to cause a stir, I know, among those who are the fan of the more mainstream brands, independent brands, but you can't help but recognize that when Omega came out with the Moon Swatch, whether you like it or not, they caused a massive stir. So I thought I'd wear mine today. This is the Mission to Uranus, which was, for me, was my favorite of the original release. Extremely light. It's a very fun watch, playful. Yeah, interested to know what you think. Whether is it a real collector's watch? Is it an independent brand? Is it where does it sit in a collection? If it has any reason to sit in a collection at all, would love to know what you think. Anyway, right, let's get to it. So this is the, as I mentioned, the Schwarz Etienne collaboration with Kari Voutilainen. It's a 39mm stainless steel case. And right out the door, the guilloché on the central part of the dial is absolutely lovely. Perhaps the elephant in the room for me is the size. Now, I do have watches that dip under the 40mm mark. In fact, my 5930p is 39.5. This, at first blush I should say, is probably a little bit small for me, but we'll see how it feels on the wrist and see if that changes my mind. There are, of course, those who think 40 and above is way too big for them. Again, love to know what your thoughts are on the perfect size and diameter for a dress watch. This is in stainless steel, and as I mentioned, this is the blue version of the in total 100 piece limited edition. You have the 50 in blue, 50 in grey. The guilloché on the dial is absolutely delightful. The way that it plays with the outer ring, with the alternate Arabic numerals, is really, really lovely. But most probably, the real star of the show is on the back. But before we do that, the way that the lugs are done, it's quite sexy actually. It has a real pronounced step and bevel to the side of it, but also a gentle curvature. I think it just adds that little bit of extra kind of old school magic to what otherwise it feels quite a modern interpretation of the classic dress wristwatch. So let's have a look at the back. As I mentioned, hopefully you can see that. I think that is the star of the show. Micro rotor, 86-hour power reserve, which is pretty outstanding really. The finishing is superb, as you would expect with a collaboration with Kari Voutilainen. Really is quite something to behold, and the way that the guilloché radiates out like a sun from the balance wheel is really something. Let's get a wrist check, shall we say? First impressions. Again, as I mentioned, a little smaller than I'm used to, but actually the way that the lugs step out, it does give a little bit of heft. But certainly it's on the more classic dimensions. I think it needs the way that the lugs are a bit more pronounced in order to really provide that feel. What I do really like is the strap. The strap is really nicely finished, beautiful material, soft. Feels like it will actually wear very well. Of course, that's going to be helped by the fact that it's on a deploying clasp, not on a pin buckle. I do like a pin buckle, but of course, it really do wear away the strap very, very easily. The play in the light on the dial is very elegant. The interplay between the kind of the greyish blue and the silver, the hand applied hour markers with the Arabic numerals is very, very nice. And having the seconds at 6 o'clock just gives it a nice offset feel. Overall, I think it's actually, it's a very, very nicely displayed and thought out piece. As I mentioned, for me, perhaps just what I'm used to, 39mm is probably a little bit too small, but that certainly doesn't detract from the look of the watch and the finishing, and overall effect that it's going to give. Because of the color, because of the look, you can easily wear this with a dress down or dress up. And certainly for those that are looking for, again, something a little bit different and a much more traditional size, certainly for them. I think I'm correct in saying it's around about 30,000, including VAT. So you're really getting what you pay for here. Extremely limited with a extremely well-known atelier in Kaributa beautiful dial, beautifully finished movement, and an astounding power reserve. I'd really love to know what you guys think about this Schwarz Etienne in collaboration with Kaributa. As I asked before, what do you think? Is 39mm the right size? Too small? Too big? Would love to know. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you next time.